Okay, and welcome back to Terrafirmacraft. So last time we had basically gotten our charcoal here, and then we were over at our fire pit, or I'm sorry, our new blacksmith area, which is coming along. I built a little chimney, and so now I just need to kind of create a building here. But I realized that I needed the copper anvil to proceed. So what I've done is I went ahead and made 6 double ingots of copper, and I didn't make the last one intentionally because I wanted to show you how. So what you do is you grab 2 ingots that you want to work with, put them in the thing. By the way, it's a little laggy because I'm processing the video right now, so I apologize about that. Put them in your forge here. Now, if you want to speed up the process, I grabbed the bellows. You can stick the bellows right in your chimney there, by the way. They don't have to be on the side. They can be right under the chimney. You right-click the bellows, and that gets your temperature up a little higher. You can see they're both hot. Okay, so that should get it nice and warm. And that'll make them heat up faster. Now what you're wanting them to be is a certain temperature. You can look up on the wiki what the working and welding temperatures are for the various ores. But in this particular instance, we're going for orange, probably. Right now we're still very hot with only 2 stars, so while that continues to heat up, I'm going to run down and grab some water. I realize there's this little small pool here of water, which is very convenient. I could even put some crops around that if I wanted to at some point. Again, just a reminder, because I screwed up with the config files last time, I artificially accelerated well, I guess it would be decelerated. Took back the year back to December. Ooh, out of charcoal. And so these are getting close. But yeah, so I took back the year, so it's December 7th again. And although the leaves have appeared to have changed back to green, I think it's just because it's a warm day. I think if they are given a chance, they'll turn back to brown and so forth. Anyway, so as you can see, it's turning dark red, and so it has the words "can work." And what we want to get it to is to can weld. So now it's bright red. Bright red with 1 star. It's all, you can work it, but you cannot weld it, and there's a difference. Working it means banging it with a hammer. Welding it means basically transforming it into something else, or basically in this context what I'm going to be welding are double ingots, combining 2 ingots together. So I'm just going to wait until it says orange though, because that's just a good... Now I'm going to show you one last thing. I'm going to let it go one more on orange. See how it says danger there? That's when you know that the game is telling you that these ingots are about to melt and become unusable. So anyway, I'm going to stick these in here and click weld, and I get this double ingot. So now I think there's a way you can do this where if I had water up here, it'd be really cool. But I think I do have water down here, and I think I can just do that. And I think it's... Does that cool it down at all? It appears not to. Okay, never mind. I thought I could cool it down by dipping it in some water. If that is not a mechanic in this game, it really should be, because that's what blacksmiths do in real life. Oh, I could have saved that last coal, by the way, but I didn't. So anyway, once you get your 7, you're going to need 7 of these guys, double ingots. I put the rest of my charcoal in here, by the way. Some straw and some wood for my pit kilns. But this is basically, these are the ingredients you need, the tools you need to make a anvil. So I'm going to let that one cool. In the meantime, I'm going to harvest this. So I have some wood here for pit kilns. I like this spot for Douglas fir. It grows really tall, and it's really easy to access the leaves from up there. So we'll go ahead and grab that. I've been watching a lot of other LPs of this on YouTube lately. I don't know, I'm just in the spirit. I'm in the mood for TFC right now, so plan to utilize that enthusiasm to pump out as many episodes as I can before I get burned out with it. Now, I can tell you that I've played this game any number of times, but I haven't always progressed past the Iron Age. So if we can get past the Iron Age in this playthrough, that would be a pretty good sign of our success, basically. I'm going to run back to the house and make a couple sandwiches real quick. Got to do something while that copper is cooling. I really need to clean up the house and, like, fix it. Okay, so that looks like it's all the sandwiches I can make, so that's fine. These are kind of light sandwiches because I don't have meat in them. And I will assemble the ingredients necessary to create better sandwiches, but right now I'm just so not focused on food, like, at all. Incidentally, my cooking skill is novice, but it's almost to the next level, as is my prospecting. Butchering's still about halfway through. And then once we start actually smithing things from ingots in our anvils, rather than just welding. By the way, I'm going to move these. Our skills in smithing will go up. Okay, so to make an anvil, you just go with your very similar shape to vanilla, and boom. Now, I am overburdened, but I can put this on my back like that, like a barrel. See, that's how I'm not wearing a shirt. That's probably really painful and still probably pretty hot. Anyway, I'm going to put it right there. Looking pretty awesome. Do I need a copper hammer, or can I use a stone hammer? I don't recall. I guess we'll see. I'm going to borrow the flux from up here and put it down here now. Now, the next thing I want to do, and I should have been heating this up earlier, I want to heat up another copper ingot. And I need to light that again. So while that's heating up, and that's my last one, by the way, I want to show you this other thing real quick. So, although we've done welding so far, which is an important and necessary skill, we've not done actual straight up metalworking. So what I want to do now is I want to show you that. So you get on here, you click on plans. I wonder if I don't need a copper hammer. Or maybe I need to put the ingot in before I click plan. Let me try that. I may need a copper hammer though, which is no big deal. I can easily make one. It's just kind of an inconvenience at this point. So it's very hot. I'll get this going a little faster. Charcoal tends to go pretty quickly, and frankly, one thing that you'll learn if you play this game is that charcoal is the only ingredient that will work in a blast furnace, whereas mined coal, like bituminous coal or lignite, will work in the forge or other places. And so there's a line of thinking that says you should save your charcoal for the actual blast furnace later in the game. And, that's probably right. That's probably true. Okay, see how it says can work? That's all we need for this one. But I like to get it past that point because it gives us more time to work it. So I'm, again, going to go to orange with this one. And see if we can get that. What we're doing, just for what it's worth, is I'm trying to make copper wire. So it's weldable now and, of course, workable. And I'm just going to go up to orange here. Okay. So take this over to our copper anvil. Can I Put it there. Okay, there we go. Plans, I want to do wire. So, first of all, I have to... I'll explain this as we go, but basically you've got to... oops. Okay, there we go. I got to get the green thing to match up with the red one there, but I have to end with that move there. Oh, it's close. Oh, this is... And what happened is my ingot got too warm and I failed. So I used up quite a bit of durability on my hammer, but you get the idea. So we're going to go ahead and put that back there, and I'm going to go ahead and make another stone hammer real quick. And I think what I'm going to do... by the way, as your skill gets higher at this, you'll get better. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start warming this one up too, because I want to craft a copper hammer. Actually, no. I want to craft a bronze hammer, to be honest. But yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. Okay, so that will give us a couple of ingots here. And just for what it's worth, we know kind of that this has to be the last maneuver, and it moves the thing about that far. So you have to kind of plan ahead with these green ones and get it that far ahead of the red mark, and then backtrack. Hammer work is going to work differently. There's going to be a series of maneuvers that you have to end it with that are going to show on up here, and you just have to plan to move the green thing the distance that the last 3 moves on red are going to show, and then hit it on green, and then use the red to compensate. And that is, it takes some skill to get to that point, honestly. Okay, we're back into the territory where we can work this ingot. And I gotta keep my eye on the other one because I don't want it to melt. But this one is significantly ahead of this one. So I'm just gonna let that continue to heat up a little bit. Maybe just a hair more. This is what blacksmithing is all about, and this is how you get your skill built up, by the way. I kind of want to set that out for a second. Okay, so I've got my orange ingot here. And I definitely want to go with that. And it takes me right back to where I was. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I got it. Okay, cool. So it kind of started me out there, and that must have been from last time, so that's great. So you saw what happened there. It started me out where I had left off last time, and I just banged it, made a match up, and then I got my product that I was looking for. So for now, I'm going to stick this in here because I don't need it. And then just to be on the safe side, I'm going to make a hammer with this and replace the increasingly worn out hammer that's there. I'll use these stone hammers, by the way. I mean, you can never have too many hammers because you'll use them for making mortar and things like that. And that's something I need to show you guys too. But anyway, let's take a look here. Dark red, so we need to get that up to workable condition. So I'm going to stoke the fire a little bit. Now look at this. General smithing improved to the tiny little fraction just for crafting that wire there. So you can get an idea of how long your skills take to level up. Now I don't even know exactly what that means. I think that if you get your skills leveled up a bit, it makes it easier for you to have imprecise alignments on your blacksmith. Okay, so I'm going to eat a sandwich and some water while we let that finish. And then we're going to make a copper hammer. And I think that most people would agree that... Ooh, that one got a little close for comfort there. But I was going to say, most people would agree that in this game... Okay, so I have to end it with a punch last and shrink not last. So I do have to have a shrink in there and a punch. So it has to go boom, boom. So I'm just going to... Oh, I see. I have to come from the left. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, so you just kind of have to experiment there. But I was very pleased with that, and I got it. And as you can see, that does quite a number on the durability of these stone hammers. So you gotta watch out for that. But now that I've got a copper hammerhead, I can just go ahead and put that one as my copper hammer on my copper anvil. And I think it's safe to say we're fully in the copper age now. As you can see, my skill went up. Oh, toolsmithing went up because that was a tool, whereas the first thing I did was a wire. Okay, now that we have the wire, though, I'm going to put my other hammer in there. We have more or less what we need. Is this empty? Yeah, it looks empty. So, a couple things. First of all, one thing we got to make right away is take wire with our vessel. Battery. I'm trying to make this. Okay, I need 2 wires, and I need my sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid we can get easily enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down here, and one thing that we haven't really done that we should have done long ago that I've been neglecting for a long time, like so many other things because this mod is so complicated, is glass. We haven't made any glass, which means we haven't had glass bottles, glass windows, etc. But I do have sand. And I think it's... Oh, where is it? Here it is. And I only got 6, but that's fine. I'm going to use this fire here to make this, even though I could go out and use the forge and it would be a lot faster. This fire burns wood, and so I think there's a certain... It's nice to be able to burn wood because then you can just not have to waste your charcoal, which is what you need for a forge. So I'll be happy to do this here. It does take a little while for the glass to melt, but it does melt. If I were really ambitious, I'd run down to the beach and grab some more. I think I will. Just 3 for a total of 9. That's exactly how much I'd like to produce right now. Okay, I'm sure that one's done by now. Okay. So while that's happening, I guess I can probably do some other stuff. So I'm going to get on the wiki and double check what I need to do. Okay, so I need to grab some sulfur or gunpowder. So let me grab some gunpowder because I don't have sulfur. But I do have some gunpowder, and I don't need a whole lot. I'll just take 1. And then I'll go ahead and put some more sand in. Probably need some more logs, honestly. And once we get 3, I'll go ahead and take those out. I mean, I'll keep burning because I want to do 6 more so I can get some panes. But 3 is enough to create some bottles, which is what I need to make sulfuric acid, which is what I need to make this battery. I also love the fact that although the game is using a technology that is definitely well beyond the Copper Age, for example, batteries, it's doing so in a way that purports to be historically at least feasible. Because there were things called Baghdad batteries, which some people think were actually batteries. Okay, got 3 freshwater bottles there. Boy, this is lagging really bad right now. It's because I'm processing a movie in the background, but it doesn't really matter. This episode's not really action oriented, so I'm not that worried about it. Okay, so now that I've got my bottle of water, I simply take that and combine it with my gunpowder for a bottled sulfuric acid, which is really awesome. Then, to make our battery, we take that, we take a vessel, and we take 2 of these wires, and we've got a charged battery. with 16 units or 16 U of charge, whatever that means. So now we've got our battery, our copper rod, and our carbon rod, and we are really close to being ready to process our... What the fuck? I don't know what that was. Oh, the king died. Okay, so from a role-playing perspective, we're just going to kind of ignore that. He will respawn, and in the future, we're going to have to figure out a safety system for the fireplace. I did not think about that. Okay, so while we're waiting on that, we are going to need a vessel, so I might as well grab this one. Because I can't remember if it needs to be full or not, so let me double check that. Yeah, it needs to be full of fresh water, except for I have to make it first. Sorry about that. I know that's not very exciting to watch me look up something off screen, but... So I'm going to take this vessel, and I'm going to take some wire, like so. And where'd the vessel go? Is it here? Oh, I also need to keep making glass while I've got the fire. Okay, where'd the vessel go? Here it is. So put that there. I'm going to get rid of that. I hate that, how it blocks it out. Okay, and then 2 more wire there, and you get this anodizing vessel. So advanced. Okay. And then what I'll need, I think probably the best would be to get a barrel, or sorry, a bucket. And I'm actually going to just take a, little buggy there. Take a full vessel, seal it, and take that with me because I'm going to need some water. Once this one cooks, I will go ahead and just leave the other one, and I'll come get those later. My cat was saying hi. Sorry about that. Okay, so what else was I going to get? Make a bucket. I'm going to make yet another bucket. I always forget these recipes. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. So that'll help me transfer the water back and forth, and then let me put this last glass in. And I think we're finally going to be ready to start doing our Udary mod. A lot of setup on that mod, by the way, which is fine. It's kind of fun, actually. Just light these torches back up. Okay, let's go back to our blacksmith and start this process now. Oh, and I'll need some galena. Okay, so I'll grab the galena from the ore. I'll just take 16 heavy galena, because I want to get as much silver as I can, frankly. And we'll run back to our blacksmith. And here is how we do. And I will build this building soon, I promise. I'm going to set down our water vessel first. Unseal that so we have the water available. Then I'm going to take our anodizing vessel and set that down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... oh, you know what I realized? I'm going to need some saltpeter. It's a good thing there's some really close. But you fill this up like so, and then you have to go get saltpeter. Okay, so now we've got fresh water. We've got a bottle of sulfuric acid that we used to make the battery, and that's charged. And now what we need is saltpeter, because we have to get nitric acid in this anodizing barrel, which is different than sulfuric. And I'm not a chemistry guy. Oh, no. It did it again. I do not understand why this chunk keeps getting unexplored. Like, I've totally explored it. It's the only one in the game that's done that, and it's done it several times now. And this stuff down here too is all explored. I don't understand that. That is a bug. It's annoying. But whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. I know the land very well. I'm just checking to make sure all my explorations far away are not lost. But there's saltpeter here, and that's what I was referring to. So we're going to go find that. So let's go do that so we can finish this Udary mod stuff. It might have to do with when I reload the world and something like that, but I just don't understand it. Okay, we got a spider. There's our saltpeter, though. Spider has to cross the river. That gives me the advantage. A little bit worried about the lag and how that might negatively impact this battle, but I'll be okay. Oh, nice. Double string drop. Okay, so, saltpeter. I found this randomly. I think I was literally just, haplessly aiming my prospector's pick. And I just happened to find saltpeter. We've got some zombies incoming. It's never a horrible idea to kill zombies. I know I've said this before, but they do occasionally drop iron, which is a valuable resource. Even in the late game, it's still, I would consider, a valuable resource because it's time intensive and a lot of effort to make, frankly. Ow. Oh, he dropped one. He dropped one. I got it. That's so awesome. It's very rare. It's just as rare as an iron drop in Minecraft, but it's a much more valuable item in this game because iron is not as simple in this game to make as it was in vanilla. That's awesome. And I could use the experience too. Okay, so I got a wrought iron ingot. That is awesome. But I really want this saltpeter, so let's take a look and see if we can get that. I doubt it's exposed on the surface, but we'll have to see. And the skeleton needs to go away. Do I have my pro pick with me? Yes. Traces. Small. Medium. Medium on this hill. Large. Okay. Oh. It is exposed. That's awesome. Mr. Skeleton, be naughty. Go away. It's kind of nice thing about the river is it does help you manage with mobs a little bit. And it looks like it's almost breakfast time anyway, so we'll be in okay shape soon. But let's go ahead and grab some of this saltpeter. Now I don't need a ton, and it does come out in bundles like that, 3. So it says I need, let me just look up, you need for every 200 millibuckets, you need a saltpeter. So we have 5,000 millibuckets, which means 5,000 divided by 200. We need 25 saltpeter to get a full bucket's worth. And we froze. Okay. Game crashed. Okay, sorry about that. The game crashed out on me a little bit there. But I reloaded, and it's daytime, and my map is still fucked up. Well, that's okay. At least the crash left me right where I was. So, and I still have my wrought iron ingot. So that's really the cool thing that I'm looking at right now. So I'm just gonna dig a little bit and see if I can find. I got to get this 25 saltpeter. Now I made the decision that I would just go ahead and wait for my video to finish processing before attempting to record again. So we're getting far less lag now, and I suspect we won't have any crash issues now. I guess I'll grab some of this dirt too. I'm always running low on dirt over there. You know, I don't know if I've commented on this before, but this rock salt layer only has one level of dirt. One level of dirt on it. Where did that come from? You guys heard that, right? don't know where that came from. That's weird. Anyway. So it has one level of dirt on it, as opposed to most rocks, which have, 12 or so. Well, we know that there's saltpeter somewhere around here, so let's just kind of haphazardly dig. Well, no, I can do this smarter. Okay, so very large sample. It goes to large right about there. So large. Very large. So it's really centered right about there, and it must be farther into the mountain. So I'm going to make an educated guess that it's deeper in, right about here. Probably significantly deep in this mountain. Typically, if you just mine I was literally just going to say, typically if you just mine straight in 2 by 1, it usually doesn't collapse, but clearly I was wrong. Okay, there's some saltpeter. Let me grab that. Okay, but I think we found the main part of the vein, so let's just keep going here. If we get a little collapsing, that's okay, as long as it doesn't kill us. Alright, so we've got 8, and I need 25. So this shouldn't be too bad. Maybe I should go ahead and put some support beam. I do have support beams with me, which is kind of astonishing. I don't see any up there. Let's just put a support beam right here. Okay. And yet again, my inventory is more full than I'd like it to be. Okay. Awfully difficult to put a support beam up when I keep finding the ore that I'm looking for. Okay. We'll just do that. I don't know if there's a relationship in real life, but it seems to me semi-logical to assume that you would find saltpeter in a rock called rock salt. Saltpeter, rock salt. Get it? Anyway, I gotta remember to keep eating and drinking. Nice thing about these rivers is they're a plentiful source of water indeed. Okay, so with that, I mean, I was finding some over here. Maybe I should start checking this out. Once you get the hang of the support beams, you really feel quite safe. Well, this appears to be, I'm not seeing any right now. Hopefully we'll find some soon. In the meantime, this will be a good source of rock salt stones, and we could grind that into salt if we really wanted to. It's got a cool little marbly texture. It's actually not the worst rock in the game to consider building with from an aesthetic point of view. Okay, well, we've got a bit of a dilemma here because we're not seeing any right now. Maybe if I just go over a hair. Oh boy. Well, we may be out of luck right here. why don't I just take a gander over here, and then if I don't see any... Oh, shit. That hurt. I'll watch out for that. I think it might be down... Nice thing about mining down like this is if you got your support beams in place the way I do right here, it's pretty safe, actually. Yeah, still very large sample detected, so maybe I need to put some more support beams up and keep going deeper in. I mean, it couldn't hurt to do this anyway. I have 4 left. I guess I could just use them up. I mean, I guess I should look back here first. Oh, I thought I was going to luck out and find these really easily, but it's becoming more... Ooh, shoot. There's water. Okay. So I plugged that hole up. I guess I better be careful how far over I go. I'm just not finding any right now. It must be deeper. But let's take one more stab at this. Yeah, no sign of it down here. And it's a medium sample there. And it's very large, a little bit deeper. So maybe I should just dig straight down. Do I have ladders? No, and I really don't have... I could make 9. I guess I could do that. Alright, we'll use the old tried and true straight down method. And then what I'll do is I will take these and do this. And that gives me 9 ladders. And let me just put a little torch down here. Okay, so if I have 7, go down 2 more safely. Well, this isn't particularly informative. It's still a very large sample. Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do... Well, let me finish just kind of looking for some easy access, superficial sources of this ore. We saw some exposed right up here. I don't see why there wouldn't be just a little bit more, and we don't need that much. I guess, oh, here we go. It really does blend into the rock pretty well, so I can't believe we're only getting like single powders per drop though. I wonder maybe if I shouldn't have mined a little bit over here more straight down. Because if I get my prospector's pick out and I get on this hill, well, that's large. Large, small. Yeah, it's definitely indicating a downward location. Very large right here. So I'm guessing it's actually straight down right there. Oh, I really can't sacrifice those ladders, though. I tell you what, I'm gonna go back and get some more ladders. Oh. It's only slightly annoying. Don't worry. And I could just go with a smaller amount of, you know, nitric acid, but I've got a vessel full of 5,000, and I'd really like to do this somewhat efficiently. Why is he recovering health? I'm not sure. I don't like it. He must have gotten injured clearly, but I don't know how. I was just doing a little prospecting right around my house because I don't think I have done much. I might as well drop off some of this. And let's go to my miscellaneous and just grab that many. Sticks seem incredibly useless until you realize that you're desperately in need of ladders. I definitely want to harvest these to get my seeds at least. The wheat is 99, the barley is 97. I think I can harvest those tomorrow probably. And then, you know, among other things, one of my goals is to get horses and get those pigs rounded up. What kind of rock is that? It's just that I think that's just a rock salt boulder that spawned right over one of the stream mods. Okay, so we're back over here. Saltpeter area. And we're just going to make a separate straight down mine right here. And I've got enough ladders to choke a horse, so I'm just gonna go for it. I got some saltpeter coming in already, so that's good. Yeah, there's just saltpeter. I guess saltpeter forms in little tiny clusters. They're, you know, not even veins really. It's 20. I really only need about 5 more. Let's keep going. Maybe I should go until the rock salt boundary is, it turns into some other type of stone. Because I don't even remember what type of stone is directly beneath us here, actually. I'm very curious, because I really, normally I explore that right away, but I haven't here. Oh, dacite, okay. Well, dacite's cool. And I'm guessing that's probably where the saltpeter is going to end. So let's just make up a bunch of ladders real quick. $41 should be enough, but if not, I have more. Anyway, I've almost got enough saltpeter just from digging this hole straight down. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is get this out. Very large. Still very large. Still very large. Ooh. Traces of native copper. And still very large saltpeter there. So I could just go out anywhere there, but did you see that native copper? Traces of native copper. That is the closest source of copper that I found anywhere near my place. That warrants further investigation, because that would save me a lot of time. Small sample, we're getting closer. Small sample, so it's probably not adjacent, but we can at least get a height reading on it from here. Okay, I'm getting a little bit low on ladders, so I really gotta plan this out a little bit more carefully at this point. But I think I will go down as far as I can just to kind of get a read on that copper. I've got 9 more. 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay. Medium sample of native copper. So, yeah, we're getting closer. That was such a coincidence. There were no nuggets at all on the surface, which is crazy. Okay, but that's as deep as I can go with the current amount of ladders that I have. So anyway, let's go back up to the rock salt, and let's just pick a random spot. How about right next to this torch, where we can kind of dig a little area to look for saltpeter. Okay, so as you can see, very large sample still, and there's some right there. That is exactly what I need. Just hope I don't get a cave in, but I've got enough for my purposes. I'll get a little bit more just to have some extra. By the way, saltpeter can be mixed with I want to say coal and okay, that could have been bad. Yeah, there was the cave-in that I was trying to avoid. But what was I saying? Saltpeter can be mixed with coal and something else, I think, sulfur, to make gunpowder. And I don't have any access to sulfur that I know of, but I mean, I can easily get coal from charcoal or from one of the mining areas around here. Is that one? I think I see another one. I hate to mine upwards like this. It's very... Oh, no, there's nothing. Okay. Anyway, we got enough. Let's go back and let's finish out the episode with the Udary mod here. So this is a little saltpeter mine, and it's going to turn into a copper mine at some point. And there are honestly probably better places to look for copper, but this is the closest, and if I can find it and get a reliable mine going there, that would obviate the need to travel for copper, which is what we've been doing basically. There's more clay, by the way. I ran out of clay over in my main clay area, but there's more clay on this little strip of land that I am using. Okay, finally, I believe we have everything we need to start extracting silver from this galena. It's a long process, folks, but it is fun, I guess. Nitric acid, so it automatically turns right away. And then, let me pull up the mod guide. Okay, so we got our nitric acid. Then we put the carbon on the left and the copper on the right with the battery up here. So the battery goes here. Carbon on the left. Copper on the right. And we'll take our rich galena. And I'm going to get silver, so we're going to seal that. Ooh, that's neat. How you can see how much progress it's making. So this is coating this rod with silver. So each of these units here... Oh, by the way, okay, so so this is 35. You know, it's a heavy sample. And you can see there, it processed twice, and I got 7. And now I've got 10. So basically what it's doing is taking that 35 units of galena and turning it into the equivalent amount of silver. I think. These are silver flakes, which my understanding, they're each unit of 10 silver. And look, by the way, each of these things has durability. And that's something you got to keep in mind too. I'm not sure how much silver this copper rod can hold, but it's really cool to see this working. I've never done this before. It is really cool. Took a while to set up, but I think it's going to be worth it, to be honest. And then the other thing you can do is you can get nickel from your limonite, which is, again, it's a real world process, and it's a workaround for not being able to find gabbro, and it's realistic, so I love it. I think it's great. It doesn't give me diamonds, which are only in gabbro. And it certainly doesn't give me graphite, which I've been looking for too. We're almost done though, so I'm just going to let this finish processing out, and then I'm going to take my silver flakes and see if I can process those, or I'll have to look into how to process those. But with silver, I can do several things. I can create, I think, 3 different metals with silver. I can just do silver, sterling silver, and black bronze, which is gold, silver, and copper together. Oh, so I will be, I think I'm at the technology level to make the entire Olympic medal family. Okay, so I've got this guy. Did that bug out on me? Oh, I have to unseal it. Okay. Okay, there it is. So I did 35 units there, and it took 28 millibuckets, or 200 to 2,800 millibuckets, or units of water, or whatever. So I don't even understand that. So what I do with this now is I get my knife and I scrape it. That's interesting. I don't know how this works, but silver clump are units of 10, so that's 58 units of silver. Now then, do I need 100 to make an ingot? Since this used up about half of my water, I really should probably only do about 10 more. But I guess I'll have to figure out what the flakes are worth, because I think I have 58, and it doesn't say 580. It says 58. That suggests to me that maybe you have to use quite a bit of galena to get your silver, which I guess makes some sense, although if they wanted to be really realistic, and if they want to only give you a small amount of silver from the galena, they should at least give you the lead as a byproduct of your anodizing, in my opinion. So I'll go ahead and put that back and put that back and let that do its thing a little bit more. I guess I'll try to feed the cows. I need to feed myself as well. By the way, those baby cows are distinct from other cows in the game because so wild cows can only get a certain level of familiarity with you, but baby cows, domestically born and bred, can get quite familiar with you, like 100% familiar, which makes it so that you don't have to. I guess you can probably stop feeding them. I don't know how that works exactly, but it's probably some dynamic like that. Oh, I could show you wool. Okay, they're all very comfortable with me. So why don't I do that? I'll get some more wool, and then we'll do, maybe we could start a loom. So with wool, the trick is you gotta get a spindle, and then you gotta put it on a loom. Oh, another thing, guys, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my cellar down. I think I just staying too warm, and I feel like I just have to bring it down in elevation substantially. So that's what I'm gonna do eventually. Okay, so to do this, you need to make your spindle with I made this last time, the spindle head. And then you take this and I think you can just, yeah, there you go. So you get all this wool yarn. By the way, I've got the regular Minecraft string, which is going to make it eligible for silk string. Now, I could go ahead and make that into cloth, but I don't have enough anyway. So I'm going to leave 32 of my wool yarn there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab some of this lumber. And I want to say, well, I'll just look it up. Okay, it's lumber with a stick, and it does matter what kind, so I guess I just have to put these back. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to go get a log. Okay, so I'll just do this. Oh, I already had sycamore. I could have done that. Okay, so get your logs, take a stick, put it in the middle, and go like this. And there's your loom. Okay, so here's what you do. Take your loom, find a place for it, and right-click where you want to put it. Then take your yarn and you just, I think it takes 16 at a time. And then you shift, you shift, go up right next to it. I thought you shifted. Let me try it using an empty hand. Okay, there you go. Empty hand, shift right click. And you just do this a few times, and as you can see, it's making a pattern starting from the top down, which is really cool, and it feels like you're actually weaving cloth. And this is how you make cloth and wool and stuff in this game, unlike vanilla Minecraft, where it's pre-made for you. And you right-click it. So that's one wool cloth. And since, you know, I have 64, I can basically make 4 wool cloths with that 64. So that is why it is really nice to have sheep. It's because you get to make cloth. And cloth, of course, can be used to make a bed and so forth. Maybe I'll show you that real quick. It's exactly what you think it would be, a bed. So I'll just do one more. And then we'll take our 3 cloth and we'll take 3 lumber and we'll make a permanent bed. And then, theoretically, we won't have to stay awake at night anymore. I think this is how this works. Yes. Wonderful. So I can go ahead and just put that there, just like a normal bed, and now I've got a real bed and a fake bed there. Okay, so good episode, guys. Very cool. So I got 3 more cloths worth right there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it an episode for now. There's a lot more we can do with the cloth. I'll show you, just give you a preview, and we might do some soon. Okay, so we can make, ooh, yeah, bibliotech stuff. So, in a case, which I think you put pearls in or something. I don't remember. Or maybe you display items in it. We can make a Bibliocraft seat, which we could use for our throne room, finally. That's probably what we'll use our cloth for. And seat backs. And different style of seat back. Different style of chair, or seat, framed seat. And then you got your painting. We could do a painting, just like vanilla Minecraft. We could do a stall. What the hell is a stall? Oh, it's for merchants. Oh, that would be cool to get into that. So I could start setting up trade stuff. And there are other seats and stuff. So basically, oh, and then of course carpet, which is going to be important for display. Oh, and a sword pedestal. That is so cool. Yeah. And I don't know. There's just a whole bunch of stuff we can do, especially with the mods. It looks really cool. So on next episode, excuse me, Medion. On the next episode, we may get into that a little bit more, but at least we have a bed now. And you can just go ahead and treat it like a normal bed and watch this. Boom. So not only do we have a spawn, but we don't have to worry about the nighttime anymore. Don't have to wait around for the mobs to spawn. Oh, crap, though. I forgot about that. You gotta... Oh, that's a very important thing. Completely forgot about that. You gotta eat and drink before you go to bed, because it will deduct food and drink from you while you're sleeping in a semi-realistic fashion. Let me go check on that silver and see how much we got. I think we basically then take... Ooh, ow. Have to take the flakes from the silver and smelt them. Okay, so let's take this and our knife. Okay, so we've got... What, can I just do this? No. Well, according to this, we have 102. So I wonder if I shouldn't try doing a pit kiln. Is that a empty one? Yeah. Okay. Let's try this. I'm gonna get this going, and then we'll pick it up here next time, and we'll see what happened. I'm gonna make a couple more items here. Alright, let's get this going. Very curious to see how this turns out. And we will pick it up here next time on Terrafirmacraft. Just remember, Professor Snuggles has got your back.